Hey, Matt Hints here, and this is going to be part number 2 of my Oh What a Lovely War vlog. So let's get into it. How did I do? So how did I do in the performance, and how did I do with everything? So how did I communicate? How did I teamwork? How did I do all that good stuff? Well, I thought I did pretty well. I thought I did pretty well because I think I've already explained this before, like my bit where I ad-libbed it. I made an exciting thing to my character, kind of keeping it simple, keeping it real is kind of a different way of approaching it. So I kind of had my own sort of twist on it, which I just really liked, which was great. Did I make any clear judgments in the performance? Not as much as I thought I would need to. There was some bits. I think it was the trench scene when we were running in the trench. I think a couple of like maids or women ran across me, and I was kind of like in no man's land, but I looking a bit like a melon. In other words, like trying to go, try and get past, and it was really kind of annoying. But I kind of made it so I was like, like I kept screaming and kept, well, not screaming, but like shouting, trying to get across, which was pretty fun. I tried to keep it real, because if I didn't keep it real, I'd be like, oh my god, you're in the way, and it wouldn't be the best. I don't think it would be the best. So I kept it real. I tried to be like a soldier, tried to ad-lib as a soldier, because we didn't rehearse it like that, and I think it worked. So I think that's the only clear judgment I made in the performance. What were the strengths of the performance? I think the main strengths were everyone knew their lines. That's always a good thing, because if you don't know your lines, you can't follow actions or movement, and then when you can't follow movement, what are you doing on the stage? Because you can't follow anything, because you usually, if you know your lines, you can get through the acting parts of it. But if you know your lines, you can't, no, if you don't know your lines, you can't move, because you don't know how to move, because you haven't read the lines. But as soon as you read the lines, then you can concentrate on movement to see what you can do to make it fit with the lines, if that makes any sense at all. So literally it was just working on movement from the lines that you've learned, and I think as a group we all did that very well. What were my strengths in the performance? I'd probably say learning my lines as well, knowing my lines, and then creating a movement from it. Because as soon as I get on stage, there's just, my brain just turns to that character, and when I'm in that character, it's really hard to come out of it again, because I don't use any like practitioner's work to get my work to actually have a sort of background to it. I just block everything together, I work at it, and yeah, it did work in the end. Got through 3 performances. They didn't always turn out the same, because it's never ever going to turn out the same. So it's quite different, which I quite enjoyed it. Well, I did enjoy it, actually, just because the fact that we're all working on this together, we're all doing our part in the performance, and yeah. What were the weaknesses of the performance? Well, it wasn't really a weakness, but it was an offstage incident. Well, offstage incidents. It's where literally spacing down the side, so where we all stood when we were in our like normal characters, not soldiers, but like British characters. There was not enough space, I didn't think. Like, that was a weakness, because we ended up banging on walls, knocking guns over, doing all that bad stuff, and I didn't really like that, because it was just, if we had a bit more room, like, I'm not saying get rid of seats or anything, but it was just the fact that you were trying to tap people like on the shoulder, so you were tapping them on the shoulder saying, can you let me get past, please, without actually speaking. And really, you got to get that eye contact, so like you can just move past. But they're just literally blinded, because they're watching the performance. They're not being their selves in a way. So that could have been different. I think that was a weakness. What were the weaknesses in my performance? I don't know, probably timing, not like saying lines at different times. Should have left a lot of my lines a bit more. Should have said my lines a lot quicker. Shouldn't have dragged them out a little more. Elongated the words and all that good stuff. So, literally, timing for me was my only weakness, I thought. And conclusion-wise, I think it was a very good, well, a very good set of performances. They were to a very high standard. I'm glad that people came to watch to see how well it did turn out to be. I would love to have seen it from their point of view so I could go, oh wow, that was great, that was really good. But I didn't because I was in it. So yeah, I'm gonna end my evaluation part 2 here. And yeah, bye.